Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Malia, and today we are going to be talking about imposter syndrome. If you've never heard of this before, it's the feeling of being a fraud, especially in something that you really want to do or you're really passionate about, which throughout my life has been singing.
There are times when I feel your love around me, baby. I'll never forget my baby.
I've done so much research and read so many self-help books about this that I just wanted to share it with you guys. I am just really tired of feeling this way, and I have come to the conclusion that I am now going to embrace imposter syndrome and all its complexities because I know it will not go away. I just need to walk with it. Tip number one is never, never, never quit the thing you feel like you're an imposter at, because it will keep coming back in your life. My problems with imposter syndrome go way back to when I was in 3rd grade and I quit choir because I thought the other girls sang better than me. I honestly remember feeling this way, 8-year-old Malia, just being like, I am not cut out for this. These are the people who are meant to be singers. It's not me. And actually that built a lot of pride in me. And guess what? It showed up about 9 years later when I went to high school.
Someday I wish upon a star and wake up when the clouds are far behind me.
Then I quit singing again, and it showed up again in college. After college, I got a real job. This feeling was still tugging at me. You can't escape what you're passionate about, your dreams. You have to embrace them. But this does not mean do not pivot. If you go into the thing and it turns out to be something different than you thought it would be. For example, Broadway wasn't what I expected it to be, so now I am incorporating singing in my life in different ways. Do not listen to other people. Listen to your instincts. Throughout college and my New York experience, Malia, you're such a good dancer. Malia, I wish I could dance like you. Let's go dancing. Where's Malia? Malia, she's such a good dancer. Malia, you should be a dancer. I never wanted to be a dancer. I wanted to actually perfect my dance technique. I wanted to dance to tell a story. For maybe 3 years of my life, I listened to other people say, Malia, you're a dancer. And I didn't want to be a dancer. But that's my own fault. That's not other people's fault. I was scared, you know, in every step that I was taking. So I was just listening to what everyone else's advice. So don't do that.
When I did girls, I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? Why am I here? What am I doing? Why did I do this?
You literally have to take the hand of your fear and walk with it. This is about the work that you do. Like, my imposter syndrome got so bad sometimes that I would even get nervous to do the work. When I was in college and I was auditioning for that Acid Queen role, I would sing the song every single day. I would hit the high note and did vocal warm-ups around that note and above. I did a character study where I would I have videos of myself just like talking to the laptop as that character, like what would the Acid Queen do. And I even lost, I think it was 25 pounds preparing for the role. And the director was somebody that I had worked with before on another show, and after my audition I just remember her kind of like sitting up in her chair and being like, that was Malia, and she watched me walk out of the audition because she saw how much work that I put into the singing, the specificity of the character, and my body. I transformed for that character. This is all about walking with the fear because I was so afraid of not getting the part, so I did the extra work that it took. Throw yourself in and don't overanalyze anything. I moved to New York to be a Broadway performer, and I was afraid of singing in front of babies. I admit it. I remember the first band I was in, the first children's band, I was so scared to do that job. I was singing in front of babies and toddlers and kindergarten's moms, but I just jumped in and I did that job for 3 or 4 years, and it really helped me get rid of my imposter syndrome for singing. So really, you just gotta jump in. I didn't really tell people I was scared. I just jumped in and I did the thing. I sang.
I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. Oh yeah. I think about it every night and day. I spread my wings and fly away.
I did that girl band show for a while. The first show that I ever did with them, I was really breathing, you know, on the side, like trying to get myself together because I was so nervous to go on stage and do this show, but I jumped in and I did it, and it may seem like really small, but I grew so much from those experiences of just jumping in. Rejection is redirection, and that is a Kathy Heller quote. Things that other people say can really get into my head, and I start to believe those things. I fall into the trap of seeing the criticism the other person sees as proof that I am not supposed to be doing that thing. For this reason, I have to continually remind myself why I'm doing it and to trust my instincts. This goes back to high school. The first year students had to write critiques of the acting or the play, and I found a critique about me, and it said that I was really stiff on stage, and I was already self-conscious about that. Honestly, that critique from that first year drama student still sticks in my head. I took that as redirection. Every single thing that I could do, I did it. So I danced, I started writing plays, I started singing and things in high school. I tried different mediums within the art of performing. That helped me to overcome that critique that I am a stiff performer. And from that critique, nowadays when I perform on stage, I do so much more than the needed work in order to prepare for a character. Because I'm so afraid of hearing another criticism like that, I over prepare myself. So in that way, imposter syndrome is serving me. This is advice that if you are on a spiritual journey like me, you will hopefully resonate with, but it's this idea from Elizabeth Gilbert's Big Magic, and also Sahara Rose talks about this, is that ideas are floating around in our world, and they have consciousness of their own, and they have a will, and they can only make that will happen through a human. When you catch this idea from the universe, it goes into your body and you create it. It's just this idea that ideas are not our own kind of liberated me from the attachment to the ego when creating. Because we are all essentially copying each other. We are all repeating the same creative ideas over and over, and no one can do it the way that you can do it. A lot of imposter syndrome comes from, oh, this person's already doing that thing, or these people are already doing it over here, and this person's doing it here, like everyone's doing my dream. The world doesn't need me to enter into my dream because other people are already doing it. Alright, the last piece of advice that I wanted to share about imposter syndrome is a Marie-Sain quote: "Shame shrivels when you share it out loud." Woo, that was a lot of S's. Just telling people about your imposter syndrome helps it to float away. You put a spotlight on it and it'll disappear, which is part of the reason I'm making this video. We often do not know how much we are inflating our imposter syndrome until we hear it also from the words of other people. And I still feel this imposter syndrome with creating music, with being a performer, with making YouTube videos. Do people even care? Do people want to see these videos, Valia? I ask myself those things, and I feel it all the time, but these tips that I've shared in this video are the main ways that I am battling imposter syndrome, because it'll never go away. As always, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, Please consider subscribing and comment down below if you've dealt with imposter syndrome and with what. Share it in the comments. We can help support each other. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.